Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Heart Pirates TCG here, and I'm so excited to finally bring you guys a video of me actually playing Blue Purple Crocodile against my brother, who is a really good Dofflamingo player. This video is just going to be actually me commentating, showing you my thought process on how I play Blue Purple Crocodile. I think I play this deck very, very well. I am a strong advocate for this deck. I'm pretty much a Blue Purple Crocodile zealot. So without further ado, I just want to show you guys this game and then just commentate what I'm thinking and why I'm doing the things I'm doing, because I play this very different than most people, and I think that's why you don't see more of these decks actually topping, because people just, I don't know, they just either don't play the right build, or they're not like thinking properly. And I'm not the greatest, player in the world, but I do think I'm pretty good, especially with this deck in particular. So I just want to give you my thought process. If it helps you win some tournaments, or top four, whatever, let me know, actually, because I think that would be, I would love to hear that. But anyway, this is the game. So we start out, he plays 3 Dawn, plays Dofflamingo, rearranges the top 5 cards of his deck, which is literally what he's supposed to do. So character Dofflamingo, and then leader Dofflamingo next turn. He's probably going to swing and then summon the top card of his deck. For everyone that knows, or for people that don't know, Dofflamingo, the leader, his ability is when he has 2 Dawn on him, you can rest a Dawn, and then you can summon a 4 or less card off the top of your deck if it is a 7 Warlords of the Sea, which is why you play the Peronas, you play the Dofflamingos. Looks like he's swinging for 5. I counter with Black Maria. I play a lot of blockers with this deck, guys, and the reason I want to keep some blockers on the field is I play it very similarly to, and at least in the blue matchup, to how you're supposed to play green. So you're supposed to protect your big drops with a bunch of blockers, because when you put the blockers down, you don't have enough events to counter out if they try to take your life. So you want to use your blockers on your weakest turns, and then use your counters and your events on your stronger turns, right? So I'm gonna summon Ulti, and then she's gonna allow me to rest 1 to get an extra Dawn, and then I'm gonna summon Law after swinging with my Crocodile. 4 life to 5 life, obviously. Looks like he's gonna do exactly what I said. He's gonna swing with 7, and then attack, and then summon Kuma. I'm gonna block with Law because I don't want to use cards in my hand, especially since I don't have any Dawn left. So I'm left with my blocker, Hirazumi. I think Hikarazumi, I don't know how to say his name, and then my ulti, who is going to stay on the field for a long time, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to Dawn Dawn 6 -1 and kill the Dofflamingo, and then I think I'm just going to try to kill the Kuma here with 6. Yeah, I'm going to swing at the Kuma for 6. He's going to kill the Kuma, and then he's going to summon the Pacifista in his hand. The reason, especially against blue guys, the reason I play a little bit more aggro than normal against blue is because they don't really have a whole lot that can like mess with your aggro, unless they're playing like like if they get the Dofflamingos and the Mihawks, that's great, but a lot of times they just like can't deal with your board like mid game. So you apply pressure with some blockers, and then later on, like once you can stabilize, when you drop like 9 drop Kaido, they can't really recover. So it looks like he's gonna swing, attack with 8, and then he's gonna summon the Teach to bounce back my blocker. I don't have anything to do that, or to counter out of it, so I'm gonna take the life. I'm gonna activate Desert Spotter's trigger to draw 2, and then discard 1. Looks like I'm going to discard the Thunder Bagua. The reason I discard the Thunder Bagua is because, yeah, I know if I take 1 more life, I can actually use it to get some extra Dawn. But Miss All Sunday can get it back when I really need it, and right now it's a little bit of a dead card. So I'm going to take more damage from the Pacifista, which I didn't expect. I thought I would maybe take 1 damage, which was fine, but I took 2, so I'm down 3 life right now, which isn't great, but against blue, it's not really, like, you're never really threatened too much with life. So like, they don't have any rush cards. I think they're getting 1 in the next set, but right now it doesn't really matter. I'm not too threatened by his board. So I'm gonna swing and try to kill the Teach. Looks like I do kill the Teach with 6. Now I'm gonna swing with 8 with my king. and that's 2,000 over. The pacifista is at 6, so that's that magic number to the 2,000 counter. What is he gonna do? Is he's gonna block with law? That's fine. And then what do I do here? I rest 2 to play, or I rest 3 to play Dofflamingo. I rearrange the top 3 cards in my, or the top 5 cards in my deck. I don't see what I'm doing here, but I assume I'm obviously making the right play here. I have 3 Dawn left. I don't remember what I actually do with this. Do I summon Law? Do I have another Law here? I don't remember. Anyway, guys, I think a really important... I am going to rest 3. I think I'm going to play Miss All Sunday here. Yep, Miss All Sunday here, and then I'm going to get the Thunder Bagua back later on whenever I need it. Guys, the most important thing is keeping a good field. That way, when, like I said, whenever you drop your big guys, you're not completely vulnerable. And you'll see me take cards out of my hand and counter, because you also want to keep in mind what's coming up on the top of your deck, and then how many cards you have in your hand. Because our leader Crocodile, whenever you activate an event, when you have 4 or less cards in your hand, you can draw a card. But if you have Love Love Mellow in your hand, when you have 3 or less, you draw a card off of that. So basically, when you play Love Love Mellow, when Love Love Mellow is either like the 3rd card in your hand or something, you know, third. If it's the 3rd card in your hand, you draw 2 cards. With Crocodile's effect, so you can just replenish your hand all the time. So sometimes you'll see me use a 2k counter and go, you know, way overboard my Love Love Mellow, because Love Love Mellow isn't a finite resource. With Miss All Sunday, you can get it back, and then if you really need another counter, you can either get Miss All Sunday, you know, rearrange it with Dofflamingo or Spada. You could draw into another one. There's a lot of ways you can get Love Love Mellow back, so it's not a finite resource that you really need to save. For like a big hitter, you can just use it pretty much willy-nilly and just draw a ton of cards. As you can see right there, he swings with 6 with Pacifista. I counter with 7. Yeah, I counter and make myself 7. I do that because look at the cards in my hand. Like I said, I have it looks like 3 cards in my hand, or maybe 2. So next turn, my Love Love Mellows are going to be live. My Crocodile effect's going to be live. Yeah, I have 3 cards in my hand. It's very important. And look, I have great field control too. I mean, even I have a King, I have 2 blockers, and then I have Ulti, who with 2 Dawn can threaten life. She can also threaten Gecko Maria with 2 Dawn too. So he swings with 7. I block with Miss All Sunday, and then I take Thunder Bagua. Because Thunder Bagua is now live, I mean, the reason I discarded it is because I didn't need it at the time. So you always want to keep in mind like what your life is at, because Thunder Bagua. I changed this deck around a little bit, by the way, for my last deck profile, because I'm just trying a couple new things out. I'm trying to get a little bit better of a red matchup. So it's not the list that I was playing on my deck profile. If you guys want to check that out, it's still a pretty good list. It might still be the best list, but I'm just trying a couple things out. So the main reason I'm making this video is because I want people to see the potential of Blue-Purple Crocodile. It doesn't have a lot of bad matchups. Your only inherently bad matchup is red, but it can go either way if you draw like right and you play it right. Looks like I try to swing at his Pacifista with King for 1 over, so 7. He blocks with Law. I'm saving my Dawn here. I'm pretty sure I have a 9-drop Kaido. I swing, I kill his Gecko Maria for 6. What do I do here? I -4 again. I tried to I baited out the blocker with Law, and then I killed the, so yeah, that's what I did. I baited out the blocker with Law. He killed the Law, or he was either going to kill the Law himself, or get some cards out of his hand, and then I was going to kill it anyway with King, and I leave 3 Dawn up because I'm pretty sure I have Love Love Mellow, and then I know I'm going to be drawing into a Spada, so that's 3 Dawn, and then that's an extra 2 cards that I'm going to draw. So I have a blocker, I have 2 Kings on the field, I have an ulti that doesn't come in handy yet, but she will in the future if I need to. My brother here is a really good player too, by the way, guys. He is pretty much topped every event that he is played at, with either Dofflamingo, or he used to play Kid. So he was doing pretty good with Kid too. So he's a really good player, and he makes a lot of really smart plays that some people might think a little weird. He like attacks with Perona sometimes because he just doesn't, you know, he either needs to save Dawn for some counters, or just, you know, do a couple other plays. So looks like he's gonna put a Dawn on Gecko, and then swing. I'm gonna Love Mellow. Like I said, I want to draw those 2 cards, and Love Mellow isn't really like a finite resource for me, so I counter, and I still have 1 Dawn left, and I have that Desert Spada in my hand. I'm pretty sure he's gonna swing. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna either use Spada or I'm gonna take this with Dofflamingo. I'd probably take this with Dofflamingo if I was thinking correctly. I don't remember what I had in my hand. Yep, I do take it with Dofflamingo. Look at me, I'm like predicting what I was gonna do, because I don't really remember the whole, you know, every play in this game. Then he's gonna Dawn, he's gonna take some Dawn, use some Dawn to summon Boa, and then Law. He doesn't put the Dawn on Boa because he has Desert Spada, and I'm pretty sure he has 5 or 6 cards in his hand, or I'm not sure, but I think he wants to rearrange the top 3 cards of his deck. I'm not sure why he didn't Dawn there, but I'm sure there's a reason. He knows what's coming now. I Dawn, I play 9 Dawn, I discard 5, and then I kill his Boa. I just don't want the blocker there. It doesn't, like, I can kill something else, but I don't want the blocker. I swing at 5 for his Gecko. So 5 versus 5, is he going to commit the resources to block that? I doubt it. Or he might actually, because he wants the field pressure. But does he commit the... Yeah, so he does try to block it. I swing at 7 for the Gecko Maria. He takes it. He told me in this game that he's trying to use that Law to protect his life, because he does have a huge advantage. He wants to keep it and apply pressure. And then I'm going to swing with Kaido, and then he's going to take the life, just to get some extra cards in his hand, some extra resources. And then I'm in a really good spot here, guys. I only have 1 blocker on the field, right? But I have 2 kings, Kaido, and Ulti, who could be a threat. So I'm in a really good position here. Even if he does have Mihawk, he'd be taking a lot of damage next turn. I mean, he would be taking Kaido's swing, 1 king swing, and a crocodile swing most likely. So Mihawk wouldn't really do him much justice here. When you get to this point of the game with blue-purple crocodile against blue, you pretty much win the game. When you get past their mid-game, pretty much all their stuff is a 4 cost or lower, except for, you know, if they play Sobbles or Dofflamingo or Mihawk. So when you have these big guys on the field, it's very, very, very tough for blue to actually get over this, especially because we play so many blockers and events in this deck that even when they try to swing over it with, like, you know, let's say they put 4 Dawn on Mihawk, odds are we're gonna have a blocker, you know, so like they have to play their Dawn like in a different way. It's very tough for them, like any deck, to really get over your guys once you drop them, because we play so many cheap blockers. We play, you know, the Black Maria, we play the Law, we play Miss All Sunday, we play Dofflamingo, Hirazumi. We play a lot of blockers just to protect our guys, protect our life, because when we make these massive plays with Kaido or King, or those are the only beaters I play actually, but when we make those plays, we're very, very vulnerable, and we already have 1 less life than monocolored leaders. So we have to be very careful on how we play it, and that's why it's very scary sometimes when you make these plays and you don't have protection. You're gonna be, if you're playing against Kid, you're taking 2, sometimes 3 life, if they're smart, or if the field calls for it. So you have to really be cognizant of what characters you have on the field. He looks like he's putting 3 on Perona and swinging. I think he's trying to save some life, or some Dawn and cards in his hand for some swings. I take that damage actually, and then I activate the trigger of Spada. I draw into some cards, because I really didn't have anything in my hand at that time. I had a bunch of like kings and whatnot. I drew into X Drake and used that to counter, and I draw again. This time it looks like I probably have like 7 Dawn here because I use Kaido's effect. So I'm gonna obviously use Ulti she's been on the field since like turn 2 to kill the Perona, because the Perona with 3 Dawn is just annoying, you know, like I don't want to have to waste cards on Perona. And you know, Ulti's there anyway, so he has 3 blockers now, and I have 3 hitters or 4 hitters with my leader. So I'm not really in any trouble here, to be honest with you guys. So I know it's only a matter of time. I think if he's smart, which I'm pretty sure this is what he does, he just like takes a bunch of hits and lets his blockers live to threaten life next turn. So I swing, he takes more life. I swing, he takes more life, and I swing for 10,000. Then he blocks with law because law is pretty much useless. But now he has three attackers, and if he can, and then I get rid of law, or I get rid of Black Maria, or no, I'm sorry, not Black Maria, ulti, and I summon another blocker law, just to get some extra protection. And the reason I did that is because if he swings, right, like let's say he summons Perona again, and then he swings and gets another teach, I could actually probably lose. I don't have a lot of Dawn left. I think I have five Dawn, something like that. So I have 5 Dawn left because I have a ton of events in my hand. But if I didn't have all those events in my hand, I could probably lose this turn because he can find a way to get rid of maybe 1 blocker, maybe 2 blockers, and I won't have a whole lot. I know I have the counters, which is good, but in a worse scenario, if I didn't have those cards, I could be facing game here. So you will never ever, unless the person is just like not great or just drew horribly, have a comfortable lead in this game playing this deck, because this deck you have to take hits and you have to manage your characters correctly. So if you're just like losing, if you're winning games by a landslide, either one, you're a fantastic player and you have a great matchup, or 2, the other person just is not playing well or drew really poorly, because all these games with this deck are going to be close because you have 1 less life and because you're a slow deck. You take a little bit to ramp up. You're going to be taking some hits, and it's always going to be a close game, and it's going to come down to decisions. Who made the best decision at the end of the game? Who made, if you put 1 Dawn here, 1 Dawn there, it could make a difference. So you have to play very, very smart and correct with this deck. And I said that in my deck profile too. This isn't a deck you can just show up to locals with like Resh Zoro, Resh Luffy, and just go 4-1, 5-0. Like this isn't one of those decks. You really have to have some reps with this. I forget whose turn it is. It's my turn. It's not my turn. He swings. I play Desert Spada. I rearrange the top 3, and then I draw a card. Oh no, I don't draw a card because I put. I did misplay here. I didn't put a Dawn on Crocodile, so I did misplay here. I had a ton of Dawn left. I remember this now. When I was accounting for how much Dawn I needed, I forgot that I already accounted for Crocodile. Luckily, this isn't a tournament. This is just a competitive, friendly game with my brother. My brother's a really good player. I think I'm a pretty good player. So mistakes like that can cost you, though. Like I said, so if I really needed that draw, I could have been screwed. And look, he had the teach right there anyway. He bounced back my law, and he might swing now with. He might not swing actually because he needs to conserve life. I have 4 hitters with my leader next turn, so he probably won't swing with Boa. He should probably swing with. Oh no, it doesn't matter. If I have another king, which I do play 3 kings in this variant of the build, 3 6-drop kings that I can kill either one, so it doesn't matter. He's thinking for a little bit. He's like, do I try to go for some damage? I have some extra Dawn left. Do I try to hit you 2 more times? But I have a blocker, and I have so much extra Dawn left and so many cards in my hand that it's not going to get through. He's in a really bad position here just because blue, I told you guys, blue is not a good matchup against this deck. My only bad matchup with the variant I play and how I play is red, but that's just because sometimes I just can't get their Robins off the field. Sometimes I can't get their sometimes I can't kill their Rush Luffy's. It just depends on what they have and what you have. It's a toss-up game. Every other game, I think I have a pretty good matchup against. I have a pretty good matchup against purple. I've only lost, I think, 1 purple in the past, like, 3 weeks. Maybe 2. Maybe 2 purple in the last 3 weeks. I've only lost to 1. I lost to 1 green last week, and it was just, I played horrible towards the end of the game. But the guy was also pretty good. Shout out to you. I don't remember your name, but... shout out to you, bro. And then every other matchup I don't think I've lost to. I haven't lost to Odin. I haven't lost to Dofflamingo. I haven't lost to Kid, except for that one time. Trying to think what other leaders. I haven't lost to Blue Purple Kaido. Like, this deck has really good matchups except for red. I summon the king, it looks like, to kill that blocker law. I swing with 7. I swing with 7 again. Wait, I think he's got a way to counter out of this. And the reason I'm saving some Dawn, guys, because if he has a way to survive this, then I lose next turn because he has 4 attackers and I have 1 life. So I'm trying to conserve some Dawn here, because just because I have really good field position doesn't mean that I'm gonna win. I have Kaido. Oh yeah, so he discards 2. I swing with Kaido. He kills he blocks with Boa. And then I actually sacrifice my king to put another law just for the extra layer protection. That extra king does not matter because next game or next turn, I'm gonna have four hitters and he's gonna have 0 life. So there's no reason for me to have that other king there for extra damage because it's just overkill. I'd rather have the peace of mind with using my last Dawn for that law than just to have, you know, I might have more kill pressure, you know, overkill pressure, and then lose the game because I don't have enough blockers. Because look, I have no Dawn left, or if I would have saved the law, I would have just had 1 Spada, which with full Dawn for him just wouldn't be enough. I need him. I need to be safe here, and with 2 blockers and 1 life, I can take 3 hits, and I just need to counter out of the 4th hit. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. He's trying to rearrange his Dawn, figure out exactly how he's going to do 2 life with 3 cards in hand and 2 blockers. He attacks for 6 with Teach. I'm pretty sure I counter out of this. No, he attacks. Yeah, I counter out of that, make it 7. Then he attacks for 7 with Gecko. I block with Law. He swings with Doffy, activates his effect, summons Gecko Maria, and then he gets back, I believe, another Law here. I don't remember. I didn't see what he got back. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. And then, and then I take this life here. I activate Sobbles off the trigger, and then I draw off Crocodile because it still activates the event, which is great. So now we're both down to 0 life. It's a very, very, very close game. We're both down to 0 life, but it looks like I have great field control. Maybe not, though, because he has double blockers. So I need to do... I have 4 hitters, and I need to do 1 damage. But he does have cards in his hand. How am I going to do this? I had the great idea of putting 4 on Law and swinging, which I think is just like, he definitely didn't expect that. He said that like during the play, he was like, yeah, that was smart because he could have actually countered out of all my stuff if I didn't do this. So I put 4 on Law here and I swing because I'm like, if I either kill him this turn or I lose. So he counters that with Gecko Maria, makes his leader 6,000. I put 2 on Crocodile, I swing for 7. I have 3 Dawn left. What am I going to do here? I know it's just a battle of attrition here. He doesn't have that many cards in his hand. He can't block all of it. Even with his blockers, there's just no way. He's trying to do the math right now. It doesn't matter at this point of the game. I've been whittling him down for a long time. I swing. Kaido, put 13 on him. He has Mihawk in hand, Overheat. Oh, those are the top cards of his deck. Yeah, so he didn't draw particularly great this game, but I just wanted to give you guys just an overall, you know, thing like what this deck can do. This deck can do a whole lot of fun stuff. It can be really good. This particular matchup is a little bit easier for me, just because his cards don't really threaten mine. Like Mihawk is good and all, but like it's his whole turn essentially, and he has to get to that point. So let me know if you guys like this video. I'm gonna be posting probably another one, just going over like how to play this deck against a different deck, different colors, different matchups, things like that. So let me know if you found any benefit from this video. I hope I kind of explained my thought process and like how to play this deck. Check out my deck profile too, because I feel like that will, like my thought process is basically how this deck is built around. So like you could play this deck differently depending on what your deck plays like in your build. So check out my build. I think it's really, really solid. I've had great tournament success with it. I haven't won anything just yet, but I've definitely been a top dog, a top contender, and I think I've earned some respect with Blue Purple Crocodile. But yeah, like the video, guys. If you like the video, subscribe for some more content. I'm gonna be creating a whole lot more videos soon, and I'm very excited to continue my YouTube channel. So Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the next one.